Today I want to share with you how my grandma changed my mind and brainwashed me with one swift move. Of course, she did not know that this was happening. It was not intentional on her side, but it was really helpful for me because I was still a child. I was maybe pre-teenage years when this happened, and it is something small but very significant for me to change my mind about things. Because you see, she lived in a village, and this village was a proper village. There was nothing in it, just people and animals. So this village was very self-sustainable. It was on a foot of a mountain, and there was a town that was near, but the road was a dirt road, so people did not go very often to the town. So the point is, they were using what they have, they were very self-sustainable and zero waste, what we would say today, and that was the kind of life she was living. So when her daughters went to live in towns, they were, buy things, and when they did not need these things anymore, they will just take them to their mother's house, of course, in this village, and she would accept everything, clothing and old furniture and whatever people did not need. Her daughters, not all the people, whatever her daughters did not need, they will take there and she will use it. She will find some way to use these things. So, one day we were going there with my mother and other relatives that I have. They are all smaller than me, my cousins. And so we see grandma, and she is wearing the craziest outfit. She's wearing some kind of pink rose shoes, and she's wearing two dresses at once and some kind of hoodie, anything that she could find from cousins and from people, her daughters and their husbands, things, clothing she would put on, and she would do some work around the house. So when we saw her, me and my cousins, we actually started laughing and telling to each other, "Oh, look what grandma is wearing." So we're all kids, we don't understand what is right and what is wrong. But grandma was grandma, and of course she loved us, and she would just look at us kindly, and she just had this smile on her face. She was just looking at us like, "Oh, my dear grandchildren, they're laughing, they're having a good time." She didn't realize that we were laughing at her. And at that point, I realized I could feel her love towards us, the way she was looking at us, lovingly. And I just stopped laughing, It wasn't funny anymore. It was actually really beautiful moment that made me realize that it doesn't matter what you're wearing. People who love you, they will love you anyway. I did not know this before because, as I said, I was still a child and I was living in town, not in a village, and people around me, not my parents, but I had neighbors, I had, friends, and they will constantly comment about other people and about what they're wearing. They will say negative things about people, saying, "Look what she's wearing, oh, she does not look good in this, or this is last year's fashion," or I don't know. Stupid remarks like that. People will say this, and I was very young, so I believed them. So I started to behave like that too. I was not aware that this is wrong. And so when my grandma just laughed at us, she didn't laugh, she smiled at us, with this face full of love towards us. That changed everything. Her love for us changed my opinion. It was a really powerful example showing me that people are people and you should love them for them, not for what they're wearing. It was really, really powerful, and I will never forget that moment. And you know, those who love you, those who are close to you, they love you no matter what. Those are few people, but they love you no matter what. Even when you do stupid things, even when you hurt them, you know, it's family, you will realize your mistakes and they will forgive you, hopefully. And they love you and you love them no matter what. This is not true with some of your friends because they're not your real friends. And of course, we dress up for other people, for example, to work or to be accepted by our peers, to look professional, for whatever reason, you know. Also, we like to be attractive to our partner, and that is all fine. But my point here is that people who care about you, they don't care what you're wearing. And people who do not care about you actually don't matter. So if you feel like dressing up, okay, dress up. But know that no one will love you more or less because of what you're wearing. So do not spend your hard-earned money on things that you do not need. If you want to, you can do that, of course. But do not think that what you're wearing will change people's minds about loving you. Your energy is more important than what you're wearing. Of course, it's nice to look presentable and it is helpful in certain situations, but somebody loving you, they will love you no matter what. They either love you or they do not love you. Your clothes won't change that. That is what I wanted to share today. Until next time, enjoy whatever you're doing. Bye.